we have a beautiful lady again.
Well, thank you.
Yes. It's Sarah Maree Cameron. There's a reference. A reference. She might be from a Kiwi. Um, there's a reference of Neil Danaher. So for me, that's always a symbol for motor neurone disease. And there's a reference of Lena, Rena, like something like perfect. Sorry, I can't come down and say hello, but I'd probably break an ankle. I don't know. Promise to catch me? Yeah, let's do it. No. Hello. So what was your name?
Hello, I'm Diana.
Diana, nice to meet you. Your
Nice to
beautiful
meet
mum
you.
is so excited as soon as you picked up the microphone. She's like, oh, she's so glam. Like she just looks really well put together. And she's like the like the Ena sort of name. What was her name, if you don't mind me asking?
Real name's Katarina. But they
Katarina.
call her Rena.
Rena.
Yes.
Perfect. And unfortunately had motor neurons.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, she just has this tear that comes down the left side of her eye, which is when spirit cries from gratitude and happiness. And she says, I'm just so happy I can talk to her, Dave. She sprayed me with perfume, so I don't know whether you wear hers or whether you randomly smell it. Now, if I say to you, what did she wear? If you can't remember instantly, don't stress. But we're all very sense-orientated anyway.
Yes. Chanel number 5 she liked.
Actually, it smells like Marc Jacobs Daisy to me. But I'm not a perfumist. Is that a word? I don't know.
I don't know.
You're going to be smelling it tonight. I mean, she's just spraying it everywhere. And she goes, no, but that's showing me, like, have you, I mean, I'm going to put you on the spot, but have you smelt it tonight already? Yes. No, I'm just, you don't have to. Oh. Sniff my cousin. Okay. Do the old Joe Biden. Not chocolate, not to. I had to do it. Okay. It doesn't surprise me that you're actually very sitting next to each other as well, because it's, yeah. She's just got the most beautiful energy, and she sort of does validate, like, and I know unfortunately with motor neurone, she says, but I'm back to being me, like I'm on my feet. Like she keeps sort of bouncing up like this. She's very well put together. And she says, my daughter is still my best friend. She says, but especially towards the end of my time, Dave, I never want her to, like, don't replay it. And it's unfortunately, and I think every single one of us can appreciate that, because our last memories with our loved ones on earth are unfortunately them usually being unwell or them being older. But especially motor neurone, like, I mean, personally, I think it's one of the most horrific things that the body can do to itself. And she says, but look at me. Like, I never want my girl to remember me like that. It is when did she unfortunately cross over? Because you are an adult when this happened.
Yes, 6 years ago.
6, okay, when is it that long? She's got a very vibrant energy. She's sorting out your love life, but you're married. You're married?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
She says, yes, Alfred. I'm like, what? Are we married in Alfred?
No,
Again, don't
know
ruin
an
my
Alfred.
reputation. You have to find one now. Yeah, no, I mean, to rewind back, because she's looking, it's like she doesn't like my humor, to be very fair. Like she's kind of looking at, like, she's looking at me like, oh, God. like, but she's not like, she's fun. Like she's got this real lightheartedness to her, but she's, like I said at the very start, she's very well put together, and she's just like, yes, yes, yes. Rewinding back to what she said, that it's this element of, like, you know, every daughter's dream, her mother's going to find her a partner. But those that she is, like, she's kind of got this element of looking at. She says, but she's got to put herself out there. She says, he's not here. Like, well, he's not here tonight. The only ones here tonight are gay or in relationships. So, but you're from Melbourne? Okay, perfect. Where's home? Because she's sort of referencing the plains. So wherever home is, he might be.
Perth is home, but I live in Melbourne.
Okay. She says her brother will help her meet someone. Does your brother have any hot friends? Do you have a brother?
Yeah, I do have a brother, but they're all married.
The what, sorry?
All these friends are married that I know.
Speed hump, not a stop sign. That also got the biggest laugh in Sydney as well, so thank you. Um, well, it doesn't mean that it has to be with like a friend. I mean, it probably does actually, because she's referencing your brother. She's validating. It's like, I'm not saying that you like had relationship issues recently, unless you kind of did, if that makes sense. Like, because she's sort of validating, putting me in the relationship circle, but don't worry, I'm sorting it out for my daughter. Now, again, I'm going to put you on the spot, but did you unfortunately go through a breakup like recently?
Not recently.
Okay, cut that out of the. No, it's no, because what she's sort of showing me is these two fingers that come together, but then we sort of go like that. So usually for me, that's separation. So it's not a negative thing, but it's sort of it's sort of relating to the relationship energy of everything at the moment. So there's a reference of Christmas. Now, I know you mentioned you're from Perth, so I mean, you know, you don't really need to be psychic to reference it. Maybe you might go back there for Christmas, or you might come here. But she's already got a plane heading over there anyway. When are you? I'm just going to say it. When are you actually going back to Perth?
Christmas time.
Right. Well, you know, you get that brother to organise a Christmas party. And yeah, because she's looking forward to the element of new beginnings, especially with like. Let me. Are you even wanting a partner?
I do, but it's hard out there.
See, saying that the truth. I had this conversation recently, and she's actually just brought it up in my head. And this is actually relevant for every single person in the crowd, whether you're single or not, or whether it's anything to do with life. We all keep putting like footnotes on our sentences. Because even for me, and it was actually a friend who's also a bit woo-woo that brought it up for me. She's like, do you want to meet someone? And I was like, yeah, I do, but I'm also happy being single. And she says, so which one is it? Because the energy of what we're putting out into and no one, I mean, you know, no one up there's criticizing what you're saying, you know, because it is hard. But it's sort of like, whatever we want, why do we keep having another disclaimer or a footnote on the bottom of that? We all have to be really precise about the energy that we're putting out. Because then she said to me, she goes, well, which one is it then? I said, okay, I would like to meet someone. She goes, great, leave it at that. Because whether it's fear or whether it's that element of like it won't happen or rejection or whatever it may be, we always add in that footnote to be like, well, you know, I'm also happy being single. When in reality, it's sort of like, it's nothing wrong with wanting to meet someone. So that's where she's sort of going with it. She says, you won't meet, well, you meet him at the Christmas party maybe, but it's not through the apps either. So you're the only girl under 50 that won't meet someone through an app. But yeah, just know that it's probably going to be the most awkward conversation you'll ever have. But she says, talk to your brother about it. And you're like, absolutely not. Okay. Talk to his friends about it. But know that she's looking forward to going back to Christmas, back to Perth. She's very drawn into. I was hoping she would say this, and she says, but my daughter will never have that. So, unfortunately, even though you were going through that journey with your mother, know that it will never get passed on to you through genetics or hereditary with motor neurone, which I can only imagine for any of us that have loved ones that cross over can be a fear. Have you, it's not a warning again, but have you had tingles in the head? Because she doesn't want you to think that that's it, because no, it's actually when you're in bed, she's touching your hair.
Yeah, I do feel things that time.
Yeah. That is her. Because, and it has to be when you're in bed, especially. So pay attention to that even over the next few days. It actually happened to me the other night. I actually was at home and I was like half asleep, half awake, and I felt someone sit down on my bed. She's shown me that, so that she's going to, it's a reference to communication, but she'll be, I just had like a cigarette burp, and I don't smoke. Like it's like I just burped up smoke. But she didn't smoke herself. Someone else is coming for. But yeah, just she's going to make it very clear to you that I'm on the in bed, especially, because it's a reference of holding hand and also touching hair. So pay attention to that. But from everyone, but especially Mum, because she's dominated. Massive kiss.
Thank you.
And there is going to be Chanel number 5 going around as well. Yeah. I want a motorcycle in my head. Where's unfortunately... When? There's a reference here of a gentleman on a motorcycle who was in an accident that caused him to cross over. And he says around Christmas or in December. Okay.
Hi.
Hello, sorry, where are you?
Hi. Up
Oh,
here.
there, sorry. What's your name, sorry?
My name's Sarah.
Sarah?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. Who are you with? Anyone else tonight?
I'm here with my partner, Mick.
Hello. Nice to meet you. And this gentleman would be your father?
Yes.
Yeah.
Motorcycle accident, December 2nd.
Start of December, okay. Is he Tony?
No.
Who is Tony? Someone was Tony. Yeah. It's sort of this element of like going... He's in Melbourne because he's actually... Because I originally thought that I was in the country or something like that, but now he's showing me like the suburbs. And he's also referencing like freeways
Yeah, it was just before turning onto the freeway.
in the southeast. Which freeway was it?
Eastern.
Eastern Freeway.
Yeah.
Okay. He says I didn't know what happened. They told my family. It's a very personal thing to say, but he says I need her to know I did die at the scene.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
nice to know that
Yeah.
it was like quick.
Because for him, it's like he's. I'm so sorry to bring this up because it's very personal and it's a very sensitive
That's
topic,
okay.
but it's sort of like I'm in traffic.
Yep.
And then it's sort of like I'm going onto the freeway, or coming off the freeway, but I'm not on the freeway necessarily. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he was turning onto the freeway and another driver ran the red light and got him.
Yeah. Okay. And they never face justice.
No.
No, because he says I don't. Because when they show me the lady holding the scales, which is my symbol for justice, he says I know my family tried for me. Massive funeral, by the way, as well. He loves the funeral.
Yes.
But he says, I know that they tried for me, but he says, Dave, you know, it's controversial. He says, you know what Victoria's like.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So there's sort of this validation that, you know, they were fighting for me and I recognize and I understand that, but I never want them to feel like that they should have tried harder or they should have done this way. He says, no, it's okay. I'm always there and I'm honored and I don't want them to worry. Does that kind of make sense? Because it's sort of this, like, do you know what happened to the driver? Because it was their fault, but they feel like that he
just
slaps
slap
me
on the wrist, mate. That's all you got.
So what, sorry?
Like, just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, literally what your dad was doing because he keeps going like this. So it's, literal slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And I love when Spirit talks about this because he says, and this is again important for everyone in the crowd, you never escape justice. Like religion calls it karma or whatever it may be. I call it universal rebalancing. So people literally do get away with things in the physical, like some people literally get away with murder. You're never up there. So even for all of us, if we feel in some ways that our loved ones, we didn't get to honor them properly because this happened or people got away with things, it doesn't matter. Once that person's soul is in the afterlife, it's universal rebalancing. So that's all that Dad wants you to know because it's like they honor me with everything that they do. He says Barbara. Bar. Oh no, he's referencing a motorcycle club or something like that. Did he? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that was.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
just had to go.
actually was in a motorcycle club. Yeah.
Like not a gang.
Not a just a bunch of old blokes that like to ride bikes.
Anyone from the common chair? Because I was like, I don't want to judge, but you don't look like you're in a gang. Like, that's
No,
like he
no,
didn't
no.
look like he was about to rob a tobacconist. So I
Nah.
don't know. Topical. Yeah, so it's, yeah. He wants to thank you for looking after your mother as well, in particular. Does she know that you're here tonight?
No.
No. Because it's more the element of like having conversations or like looking after. He's got a very strong bond with her, so I dare say they were connected in some, obviously probably married, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just this. Who in the family just had a birthday or coming up very soon? Because he's also referencing the element of celebration.
Yeah, my sister Jessica, she's got a birthday coming up, and then my sister's birthday is actually the day after he died. So.
And it's like, yeah, because we're already November, aren't we? Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect. He just keeps going into this element of just like, loves your partner as well, by the way. Because he's doing the same thing. It's this element of kiss and putting it on the forehead, which is the element of looking at you like a son. Your dad's a big guy as well. Like this, I mean, I'm 5'8" and not that big, but like, he's got this real presence to him. Who's Benny? Or Ben?
Benny.
Betty? Yeah, perfect.
Benny is, I think, a family friend that has passed recently. I didn't know him very well.
Yeah, but Dad does. That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
obviously. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's with Benny.
perfect. What did I miss?
No, nothing. I'm just cursing like this is fucking incredible.
No, feel free to say it on the microphone so the audio cameras can. You can watch that on TikTok in a week from now because that will be cut into a reel. So, or YouTube. Yeah. Is anyone filming that? Tag me. That's okay. But even your dad is like, no, but this is just what I do. I'm like, okay. He says, stop complaining about what? Sarah, I can't see you, but he says, stop complaining you're big. And I know that's such a personal thing to say in front of everyone, but he says, my daughter's beautiful. I wish she would realize that.
Thanks.
I know, such a personal thing to say. It's sort of like, we're going to get cancelled anyway. I said, make America great again. As I said on Instagram, you can't cancel me if I don't give a shit. That's the... again, it's just this element of massive kisses. All that he needs you to know, and especially the whole circle, especially with the crush in particular, that it is this element of my soul doesn't know what I go through. I just transcend. There's no element of being fearful. There's no element of being in pain. And even though the driver maybe doesn't necessarily face the consequences that the family would have deserved, it's okay. He says there's so much more to come and there's so much more to look forward to. He says, go to Japan, but don't let me stop you, but I don't know whether you've been wanting to go to Japan. He's looking forward to, who's going to Japan? Because he's actually making it up. Well, not making it up, I'm making it up, no. But it's something about next 2025 with Japan. Has anyone been talking about going? Has there anyone booked it already?
No, not at all. It's not to my knowledge.
I reckon your sister, no, okay, he says no. I was actually going to say your sister, but he says no. He's looking forward to going to Japan next year. So,
Okay.
but no, hear me out. When Spirit says that, it means that someone is actually going. So even if it hasn't been booked yet, it's more so the validation that he knows that the family is going.
Okay.
Or it has to be family because he's putting it within the circle. No pressure, again, but book, please.
Yeah, I'm open to it. Definitely open.
I wouldn't go now. There's a typhoon now. But from him in particular, it's just a massive kiss. And please pass on his love to your family as well.
I will. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Sarah. Oh, we're going up the top. All right. Oh,
Are you sure?
I'm
'Cause I've gotta
nervous.
walk all the
I know,
way
because
out.
it's not easy to get up there, so I'm a little bit nervous. I need like a glass of water or something. I think I've got one out the back, guys. I'll be right back. Where's the stairs? I promise I'm coming back. One sec.
And that's the end of the show, everybody. You can go and find David for a meet and greet if you like. Oh, no, seriously, though, he is doing a meet and greet afterwards. So, I mean, as long as you're not going to get a parking
Yes, I
ticket.
did forget to mention that, actually.
Oh, well, I've got you.
Yeah.
Drink your drink. Don't worry. How are you guys going? Pretty great. What's your name?
Stacey.
Stacey. Great shoes, Stacey. You sipping back there, doll?
Yeah, I just had it on the stairs. Sorry.
Well done. He's wearing a Madonna mic and we didn't even hear that. That's great. Because how awful are mouth noises? Ugh.
All right. No, we're not going up the stairs. Okay. Well, we are going up there, but not right now. Oh, my mouth is so dry. It's sort of like, it's like my whole mouth. What? Oh, sorry. I thought you put your hand up, Sarah.
Me? No.
It's
I was
like,
just telling Maree how beautiful she looks, that's all.
she does.
Yeah.
It's like my mouth, it sounds weird, but it's kind of like, it doesn't matter how much time I keep swallowing or like anything. It's like my mouth is full of dust. And there's a reference of like, oh, I mean, this is a bit silly again, but there's a reference of the Seven Dwarfs.
Who connects with that? Is that a kink? I won't kink shame you, promise. Not to your face, anyway.
No, because they're singing the song in my head. I ho, it's off to work we go. There's a reference of a miner, like an actual, not a child, like a miner. Can anyone, it's a very random thing I know, but can anyone unfortunately connect with someone who works in the mines or someone? Oh, okay. There's actually two men that have just stepped forward when we do that. Hi, sorry, what was your name?
Carissa.
Carissa, nice to meet you. And you're with?
Taylor.
Hey, Taylor. Can you connect with Evie?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Perfect. She's in the physical world, though. Does that make sense? Okay. Where are we going with this? Because what I'm just going to say, there's someone here who was a miner that has unfortunately crossed over. Does that make sense? Okay, because my mouth is full of dust. Do you know whether he crossed over at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And because he stepped forward with someone else, do you know whether someone else crossed over with him?
They survived.
He's got another man with him. I just want to see where. Oh, so this was a workplace accident? Okay. He says, I saw it on the news. Well, I imagine probably. When did this unfortunately occur?
It happened in March. It was the Ballarat mining accident.
I do remember seeing things about that. Okay. Especially with you, Carissa, like, what's the relationship, if you don't mind me asking?
He's my cousin, but we are more like siblings.
I was about to say, it kind of feels like a brother.
He's
I
my
mean,
brother.
yeah, because it's even with you as well, Taylor. Like, it's someone of the family. Well, who's Susan?
Taylor's mum.
Your mum. Perfect. He knows Susan, though. Like, I mean, yeah.
Auntie.
So, what's the relationship between you and this gentleman? Sorry, Taylor.
Cousin as well.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're
we're all
cousins. I feel like Faulty Tower. So you're two doctors. Yeah. No one under 30 got that reference. Okay. Evie's his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh. So he's not a very old man, but unfortunately he was a father.
37.
But,
Evie's 6.
pardon me?
Evie is 6. And he was 37.
So, okay. I do remember this on TV, to be fair. I remember when that happened. He's so grateful to both of you for coming. So am I. Because he says, I don't know whether you've just seen Evie or whether you're about to, but there's sort of the element of like, she's in your circle. So, I mean, she's obviously in your circle anyway, because this is your cousin's child, but like, sometimes like we don't necessarily see our cousin's kids, but he's putting Evie right there. So were you able to see her like even this weekend, or is there plans to, it's not Christmas, but is there plans to like do something with her soon? Because
So,
he's not having a go at her mum, but he's kind of having a go at her mum.
oh yeah,
Okay. Because
There's
he
a
does
history.
sort of like, what's,
there's a history there.
yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, spill the tea. No, it's all right. Because what he's sort of doing is bringing her mum into it. Now, he doesn't show me whether they were married in a relationship or not. I feel a little bit disconnected after the fact, though. He's very appreciative of his daughter's mother. It was only the one child, is that correct?
The one biological child.
Yeah, perfect.
He was the father figure for 3 boys.
Okay. Yeah, nothing against them. We're just drawn into Evie, though.
Yeah,
That's
of
the
course,
thing. Yeah.
we get it.
Because with Evie's mother, I mean, it's an incredibly devastating event to go through, but it's like, and I mean this with all respect to her, but it's kind of like she's not using it. No, it sounds so mean to say it like that because she's not using it to her advantage, but it's sort of like she's kind of using it as a weapon.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, yeah, because it's a very sensitive thing to say, so and I don't want to disparage her whatsoever, but she's been really quite mean.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like, and it's sort of like even with my mum, which would be this guy's mum.
Yes.
Don't tell me his name because I want him to tell me his name. Bra. Oh, Bra. Like, what's his name? He's referencing Bra. Brad? Brian? Bruce? No, is that Bria? What's his name?
Bruce is the nickname he used to call my son to stir us up. So we have that Bruce is like a family joke.
Okay. So he's going bra, 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 bra. Oh, my ear is so sorry. So, like, yeah, because he sort of brings up the element of family conflict, especially with Evie's mum. But it's like, he says Reese, which would be you. Like,
Reese.
yeah, like
Reese?
Reese, yeah.
Reese or Reese?
Both, actually, to be fair. Well, actually, no, probably more Reese, like R-I-S.
Taylor calls me Reese, but his brother is Reese.
His brother is Reese.
Yes.
So the gentleman that I'm talking to, what's his name?
Kurt.
Kurt. Should have just said. Well, I shouldn't because I was thinking Brad. Yeah, okay. So just know that especially with the Christmas period, there's an element of everything coming to the head in particular as well. So if there has been, unfortunately, a lot of sort of discord or a lot of disconnect within the family this year, especially since Kurt's crossed over, that are especially, he's referencing now. So especially over November, December in particular, there's just this real reference of like the cool heads need to prevail because I'm not angry at anyone. It's more so the understanding that she's been very difficult. She's moved on as well, like energetically. So I don't know whether she's got a new partner or whether there's this element of kind of just messing, sounds a bit mean, but like messing around with other sort of, what's that about?
She moved on a long time before the accident, and there was a lot of withholding the kids, and unless he paid certain amounts of money, and it wasn't like child support.
No, I was just about to say that because she wanted a car apparently. So it's sort of like,
he passed away, and he just bought a new car, and they were separated, completely separate. And he offered her everything for the kids. Money wasn't a thing, but she just kept using him and bribing him to. She would withhold the kids essentially.
So know that he's at peace with that, though. He really is, because it's sort of this, and Spirit will do this for all of us. When we have the ability to reflect on our lives, I mean, even Kurt's saying it. He's actually quite handsome.
Yes. That's not weird.
He liked it that I said that as well, because he kind of winked at me. Yeah.
He is the cheekiest.
Yeah, he's cocky.
Oh yeah.
Just my type. Because what he's showing me is everyone sitting here today will be able to do the same thing inevitably as well. But we have the ability to look over our life once we cross over to the, return to the afterlife, kind of like a movie or a book. And there's things that, all 491 of us understand, but like we'll go through things in the physical world that won't necessarily make sense when it occurs. And even if we reflect on it when we're 80, we're going to be like, why the fuck did that happen? But what he's bringing up, it's sort of but I've got peace because I understand everything. And it's sort of like, I will do anything for the kid, so it doesn't matter what she's like. But now he's kind of pissed off because she's been really mean to his mother in particular. And really, like, if anything, it's not even withholding Evie. It's actually using Evie like a missile to shoot at her. Like, it's really kind of turning Evie into a bit of a weapon.
She weaponizes the kids.
100%. It's like, and it's really, and it's, I know it's Christmas soon as well, but it's really coming to a head now because there's also something about wanting to take the kids, either it hasn't happened already, about either interstate or something about taking them away from where we are.
Okay.
So were they, well, I know he was in the Ballarat mine, but I imagine he lived in Victoria.
Yes.
So where's she now then?
She lives in the house they shared together still, but she also has other children with no relationships with their father, and to avoid connections for Evie with the kids, we think she might plan to move away.
She is.
So that the kids never get to see any of us or her
Yeah.
mother.
Now, don't tell me where, but like just a yes or a no. Do you know where you think that she's going?
No.
She's going to Queensland.
Okay, can we stop that?
You what, sorry?
Can we stop that?
How do you stop it?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. No. So, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you took it through the court, she'd just fuck off anyway. So it's sort of like,
Exactly.
yeah. He's working on helping it.
Where in Queensland?
So what, sorry?
Where in Queensland?
Well, that's what I was wondering because it's not the Goldie and it's not Brisbane. Where else would you go? Sunshine Coast. It's actually the Sunshine Coast. Oh no, he says a bit more bogan. What's more bogan than the Sunshine Coast? Like Rocky? I don't know. Like, anyone from Rockhampton? Yeah, especially with the accent, you go to Cairns. No, he says not Cairns. She's definitely going to the southeast Queensland. Oh, no, he's also referencing Newcastle, but it's not Newcastle. So it could also be northern New South Wales. But he did say Queensland to start with. And she's going to do it without telling anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, it's sort of like, even her friends won't know that she's done it. Like, she'll literally just off and leave. So, again, that may happen now because that's the element of everything coming to the head. Kurt's fine with everything. All that he cares about is my family. Like, I'm looking after Evie anyway. She's sassy as well. Like, she's just, I mean, her mum's a bit crazy, but like, she's sassy. Like, I wouldn't take Evie on. She's already taller than me anyway. She feels like. So know that he's just really wanting to send love, and please pass on the love not only to your mothers and your fathers, but especially to my mum as well, which would obviously be an auntie for both of you. Big kiss. Thank you. Actually, sorry, just on that, because he just, as we're all clapping, he referenced a red question mark, which is always my symbol for asking a question. Like, not to put you on the spot again, but did you have a question about anything that he/I has said, or anything that you've like wondering at the moment?
Mainly just, is he okay with what we did after, like the actions we took?
He's already smiling. So yes.
Yeah. And he knows how loved he is.
He's the most cocky guy tonight, so he definitely knows how much he's loved. Yeah. Because even as he said that, he's like, yeah, like, you know. So no, he really is, because he's actually quite a teddy bear. Like, even though he's quite, I mean, he's a minor, he's got this real masculine vibe. He's actually got this real sort of sweet, deep, kind of like an emotional side to him, because he's actually quite sort of sensitive, or a bit sort of, like, with the nicest reference, like, it's kind of like a wounded bird. Like, you kind of just want to hug him and just kind of like, you know, look after him, but he's like, doesn't want it. Oh, mouth is so dry again. Yeah, but it's the elements of honor of. So, you know, even on your question, it is the elements of. He says, what about cremation, though?
He liked it underground.
Do you know what he just said, though? He goes, yeah, but. So, like, yeah. He's just teasing because it's like, yeah, but like, you know, like, past
did
that.
he pass instantly? Like, that's a big. We want to know. Did he know? Did he? He wasn't suffering. Like, that's.
Okay, like I do want to get into this, because even as you said that, he goes like that. So it's. I want him to word it properly, because it's not the element of fear attached to it. It's more the element of not knowing what happened. And then he actually goes +5. So after this event occurs, there would be the element of kind of like, there's no pain, which I love, because there's no element of being fearful or scared, but it's more the element of like passing in the immediate aftermath of the event. So it's even to the point, because he's referencing something that's quite personal to me about like not knowing it happens when it happens. So even though the body may be passing over, he's not consciously aware that he's crossing over. And then it's sort of like the next thing I open my eyes and it's sort of like, well, here I am. The actual event itself, I imagine this is the mine collapse thing, because if he's a miner and it's a mine accident, that's unfortunately probably the chance. It's a very personal thing to say, but he says, I can handle it because I'm completely fine and I didn't know it. It is the element of not being able to breathe. So that's probably the dust in my mouth again. But again, he's not scared by it and he didn't even know that it was happening. And he says, I looked good though. But it's also like, it's a very personal thing to say, but it's sort of like in the mining accident, it didn't really like ruin his look.
His face was fine.
Yeah.
A bit bruised, but shocking to us. But overall,
Of course.
he was
Yeah, because that's all he's saying. He's like, I still look good. So it's sort of like, the face wasn't, unfortunately bruised, but it's not like it was severe in that sense. He's so like, whatever. Like, he just doesn't care. He's like, oh, fuck it. Like, it's kind of like, but yeah, but massive kiss. Thank you. All right. I think I'm sending you upstairs.
You are. I can see you looking.
Just
okay.
quickly before we do go upstairs, I've done this to you once already. Anyone in the front row an author? Yeah, maybe. You're kind of the front row as well, though. So this is where I want to see where Spirit goes with it. I've just got a female in my head, and she goes, no, my daughter's an author. Does that make sense?
Coming.
In the front row. Perfect. Okay.
Wish I had a pulley system for this microphone. One moment. I don't even know how to get there. I'll work it out.
I couldn't even find the stairs, so good luck. I mean, you all found it. You got up there. Sorry, guys. I promise in 2025, what I want to do is to kind of like have a camera that faces the crowd that puts it on screen, so then everyone doesn't have to turn around. So how's everyone's day? Good? Come here often? Well, you come here at least once. Oh, how did you do that? It literally took me 5 minutes to find the stairs. How did you do that so quick?
Magic. Where am I going?
Actually,
Down
someone's
that
singing
way.
Waltz in
Okay.
Matilda
Oh,
as
geez.
well.
Hang on. Jeez, it's hot and steamy up here, guys. What have you been getting up to? Pass this one down.
Sorry, just quickly, I definitely want to stick with my beautiful author here as well, but I have a male in spirit singing Waltz in Matilda that I don't think it's with. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we'll go there next. Everyone, yeah, all the spirits like excited by the top row. Hello, sorry, what was your name?
Ravina.
Ravina.
Yeah.
What a beautiful name. Are you solo tonight? Who are you with?
No, my two friends.
Two friends? She says, I was solo. She says, I can't tell you how proud I am of her, Dave. Your mother has crossed over, is that correct?
Yes.
Because she says, I can't tell you how proud I am of her. Oh, hits me right in the chest. She says, because she says, my daughter's everything I wished I was. And she says, I'm so sorry. Now, because what your mum does, she instantly goes into the element of apology. When Spirit puts her hands and goes like that, it's the element of saying sorry for the actions in the physical world. Now, don't tell me too much, but does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Because she sort of validates, sorry, I interrupted you there as well, but she sort of validates that her life in the physical world, like, I wasn't able to comprehend it properly like most adults could. And then my actions, unfortunately, have a negative impact on those around me. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
She's very sweet, but she's, she did this, not me. But she's singing that song that goes, oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit so. But she's laughing as she says it. She says, I'm proud of her for taking classes. In what? Are you doing like... I hope this is it, because if it's not, you should be. Have you done like a psychic workshop?
Yeah.
Ah, good. Because she's referencing... That was loud. She's referencing when I did mine. Are you still doing that?
I haven't done one, but I did a few years
Good,
ago.
because you've got a natural... I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, because I say every week on my podcast, everyone can do this, but like, you really have a very strong ability because your mother's referencing that it's sort of like the best thing I can do for my daughter is to show her that there's more to life than what we see. You've got a brother as well, is that correct?
No,
Oh,
I
she's
have a
rebel.
half brother.
Obviously not her son though. No. Well, she still calls him the brother, but like, I mean, it is technically a brother, yes, but I know what you mean because it's not coming through her side. But where she keeps going with it, because of everything I did in the physical world, like I'm just so proud of my daughter for having the strength to understand life in a stronger way and the element of how you impact or help other people. Now, a large part of that helping other people here, Ravina, is also through what you can say or what you can connect with. So even from a psychic mediumship ability, like you are a natural in a lot of ways at that. So, but it's more the element of like, I want her to get back into it, or the element of like, but now use your words. Like, where are you at with that? Do you have any interest in doing this, or is it more sort of like I did it, but now I'm like I don't really care? Like, where are you at with it?
I think I did it, but I've sort of switched it off. Like I just have left
Well, let's
it.
delve into this. What makes you like therapy 101? But what makes you want to switch off from? And it's okay to like. It doesn't mean that you have to quit everything you're doing to become a psychic, but like because what your mum is doing is the element of removing fear from it. And it's not to say that you're switched off because of fear. She just references you've got other priorities in life, and that's also fine. But it's more so the ability of, because she's referencing a lasso about how you can harness it for you. So she says, but next year will make sense. So with anything that you go through in 2025 in particular, and I want to see what she brings in there, it's like harness your instinct and intuition because it's sort of like it's very in tune. But like a lot of us, and especially a lot of us within the spiritual sort of umbrella, like we all feel like imposters, or we all feel like we're not good enough, or we can't do it, or it's like not because it's sort of this element of just the structure. Like I was up there being like, oh fuck, what if I get out there and spirit doesn't come forward? Like, and I've done this for 8 years. So she says, I just want her to trust. She says, I'm sorry that people say that we look the same. Do you get that a lot?
Yes, sort
She's
of.
referencing the eyes.
Yeah.
I can't see your eyes because I'm blind, but and it's a very personal question, but was she responsible for her own passing?
Yes, she was.
Yeah. Because that she suddenly just leaned back into the element of like things that I unfortunately now understand differently. But she's incredibly proud of the woman that you've grown into. Did this happen when you were quite young? Well, she does reference you as an adult though. Lily Allen. Can you connect with the name Lily or Allen or Lily Allen? When she was 20, was your mum can't have been 22 when she crossed over. How old were you when she crossed over?
22.
Okay. She's singing Lily Allen in my head. She's got that song. When she was 22, the future looked bright. Does anyone know that song? God, thank God. Okay. Yeah. And like, I'm like, you're not that far off 22. But like, it's the element of how my daughter's grown or the woman that she's become. She says, it's okay to feel angry and it's okay to feel all those emotions, but I know where she's at now. And she says, all I do is just want her to know how much I love. But again, like all she keeps going back to is how proud I am of my daughter. So from everyone up here, but especially your mum, massive kiss.
Thank you.
Oh, this headset is like killing me. Hello. Sorry, guys. My Britney moment's not working out.
Just also a time check for you. It's
What's the time?
9.
Is it 9?
It is 9. Just so you know. I mean, we could be here till tomorrow.
I'm happy to be here till tomorrow, but I know the parking closes.
But
It's like
David's only paid for the theatre until 10.
No, it's like Mean Girls. I'm going to keep you here all night. I can only keep you here till 5. All right. It's all right because there's a beautiful man who's been singing at me the whole time, and I know that these ladies could connect with Waltzing Matilda. So Hello. Sorry, the light's right there. How about I
Hello.
actually step forward? That might help. No, it doesn't help. Okay. Hi, lady. Sorry, what was your name?
Joanne,
Hi, Joanne. And you were with your friend?
my friend Penny.
Hi, Penny. Nice to meet you, Penny. And Joanne. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Who's got the tattoo of a guitar?
Oh my God, me.
Perfect.
With Waltzing Matilda on it.
With Walter Matilda on it.
The notes of Waltzing Matilda, You'll Come a Waltzing Matilda with Me, is tattooed on my arm on a guitar.
Perfect. Where does the song... God, everyone's hearing me sing a lot tonight. Where's the song, the relation to Come On, Eileen? Oh,
My mum's name is Eileen.
You mean everything. And this would be your father, is that correct?
My dad,
Yeah. Does he actually sing that to your mother? I imagine he would, because he hasn't stopped singing.
He does.
now.
We all do.
Yeah.
He does.
So what's the reference with Waltz and Matilda in him? Because he actually, even when I was connecting with the beautiful Ravina at the front, he was also in the back, you come on. Right. So, like, what's...
So he used to sing it to us all the time growing up. And when he was passing away, the last couple of days that he was passing away, I would hold his hand and sing You'll Come a Waltzing Matilda with Me and stroke his hand. And that's why I got the tattoo on my arm a month ago.
Perfect. Oh, so it's a renewal spot. Perfect.
Yeah, but
Please
I
take that.
always said to him when he passed, you better come through and sing Waltzing Matilda because then I know
Well,
it's
he
you.
did.
So Jesus.
In the middle of
can't even believe
connecting with
it.
another lady, he's like, "Yo." So, know that he says yes. I said I would. He's sort of like, of course I would do that. And I don't know whether he had like cancer or a stroke or both. But again, I'm getting head and chest pains. But he also validates that like, oh, it's not with him. Actually, sorry, he doesn't have cancer or stroke, does he?
He had asbestosis, so cancer, yeah.
Oh, like mesothelioma.
Yeah.
Okay. He does acknowledge that, yes, but he's also taken into, I don't want the males in the family to worry about like prostate in particular. So,
Oh, he did have prostate cancer as well, but that's not what killed him.
okay, good. Yes, okay. Because he's taking him into the element of also head as well, but it's not like a stroke, but I keep feeling like I'm having...
He had lots of nerve head pain.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to translate it, because it wasn't
It
a
was
stroke,
like
but my head
shingles
was...
pain, but
yeah.
it was really bad. But
Because-
that caused him a lot of, issues. But it was the mesothelioma that killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, he just won't stop singing. Like,
He sang all the time.
I know, like I've never had a spirit like this. It's actually, it's like a musical. Like he's not talking, he's actually singing his words. But doing it a lot better than Joker too. So, oh yes, no, yeah, no, it was a crap movie. So, yeah, just please send love to Eileen in particular as well, because
will.
she's doing. Oh, he just loves her. He really does. Like, it's sort of like, it's nice to see older couples that haven't killed each other yet. You know, like,
Yeah.
sort of like there's this real element of just real complete bond there with mum.
They did, yeah.
He says he's girls as
Yeah.
well.
3 daughters.
3 daughters, including you.
Yeah.
Perfect. And he's teasing me, I'm sure, but he says, and the one she doesn't know about. But he laughed, so that's a joke.
He had a half daughter that we knew about, but
Oh, God.
we didn't.
Because I was like, I feel
She
like
didn't
he's
like her.
joking.
We didn't like her, and she didn't like us, so we weren't connected with her.
Well,
but
I'm
we
sure
knew
there's
about
a song
it.
about it, so I don't doubt he'll sing it. He goes, it's all her mother. She's a mole. And I'm like,
Oh, the other daughter.
the daughter's mother.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Like, that's how you know he's, like, you never hear anyone being called a mole anymore. So it's good. Yeah, he says, there's nothing that she doesn't understand, Dave. We can talk all the time. But he says, I just wanted to show her, and I wanted everyone in the crowd to know this as well. He says, we're here. He says, because if I can come forward singing that, I told her I would. And he says, oh, he's actually said what I said at the start. He says, we've all been talking up here. And he says that, well, I know it's unfortunately, he says time. But he says, I wanted everyone here to know that if I can sing that, then their loved ones are still here too. So and that's something I agree with as well. Always ask them for signs. Like, I constantly test my family. They get a bit sick of me now, but like, it's like, you don't know already. but it's pick something that's so symbolic to them, whether it's a sound, a smell, signs, whatever it may be. Ask them to show you. Because I say if we look for signs in everything, then nothing is a sign. Oh, yeah, but the story there. Hello. That if we look for signs in everything, then nothing is a sign. But if we have those things that stop us in the middle of our day to remind us of our loved ones. As soon as I said that, I saw a rainbow, and I know exactly who I associate that with. Hi, me. Beautiful rainbow. It's them. And they're all waving at me. I think they want you to come down, Sarah. Thank you. We done? I don't want to stop, though. We can keep going, guys.
Side note, how good spirit tea. Oh my God, you and your half sister. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Give me that reality TV show.
Yeah. There's been a lot of spirit tea tonight. Maybe that could be a new podcast idea. That's actually a really fun actual podcast idea. I could just get spirits to talk shit about everyone. Saves me having to do it. Or I could do it and just blame it on spirit. No, it's all good, I'm teed. They're all waving. I don't want to stop. This is the worst part of the night for me because I actually really enjoy doing this. And I always say, like, I find it more awkward to go to a party and talk to someone I don't really know. Or like to, someone asks you, oh, what are you up to? How's your day? I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, but to be able to read for an audience and to be able to just stand in front of you all, I love it. Like, I just feel so grateful and honored, not only to have shared the night with you, but to have the honor to be able to connect with your loved ones and to ideally show every single person sitting here that they are around you still and that they are coming forward in your life and that they're still there to guide, protect, and nurture and love you. So from everyone up here and from me as well, a massive kiss to you all. Thank you. Get you up on the ladder.
I've got to come up the ladder now. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Please, everybody, give it up for my friend David, the medium.
That went so quick. What's the time?
Let's check. We'll do a time check. How quick was that?
2 hours. Crazy.
That flew. That was 2 hours. That absolutely flew by.
For me. Yeah.
But, I mean, if you would like to do some more work with David the medium, 13th of November, 22 minutes to manifest.
Yes, 22 minutes to manifest.
Did you guys see how he looked at me like, what is she talking about?
So I was
I know your schedule better than you.
Yeah.
Jump on board because, I mean, we've got people in the audience here we were talking to earlier that were able to manifest and have had incredible things happen in their lives already. It's so fantastic. And sometimes there's like 1,000 people that join you online for that.
It's been great. Like, I am the most black and white logical weirdo that you'll meet. But, like, everything is energy. And that's not a spiritual thing. It's actually science. And Sarah Jane Perry's nodding. I saw you eating an ice cream before as well. I don't know where you got that from. Yeah. No. Dr. Sarah Jane Perry. She's actually going to be on my podcast episode on Tuesday, been released. And I do call Sarah probably the most fascinating person I've met in a very long time as well, who understands energy. So I feel like I'm doing a promo now, but Sarah does spinal energetics. So does anyone know what spinal energetics is? Oh, yeah, perfect. So she had me bending like a worm on the table without even touching my body.
And she's a woman.
Yeah. I like to think I'm quick, but that's good. But yeah, so manifestation, anything you're wanting to bring into your life, you can create pathways for it. It is really that simple. And I like to show people how to do it because me being on stage is one of my strong manifestations. And also a black husband, but he hasn't showed himself yet, but that's right. You got that. Yeah.
I married him, sorry.
Yeah, yes. So yes, that's, yes, I don't want to sound like I'm spending half an hour promoting it, but yeah, November 13 for anyone wanting to join. davidthemedium.com/events.
And don't you also have some merch, the cards?
Do I? Oh, yeah.
You always forget about those.
I do forget about the cards. Yeah, davidthemedium.com/shop. Schlop.
Go on the website. Go onto his socials as well. Also, if you want to find the tag for Ash as well.
And Sarah Maree.
Thank you. I can't heal you, but I do comedy sometimes.
You can with laughter. She can with laughter.
You might be able to come watch my comedy shows. But you can go see Ash in Armidale and find her tags on David the Medium there.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to thank everyone again for joining for the last show of 2024. And like I said, in my hometown with an amazing group of people, and we'll definitely be back in 2025. And don't know where because the venue's closing, but we'll find somewhere.
Might be that bigger venue that rejected you earlier this year.
And then I'm going to reject them. After I paid, so the joke's on me. I just won't show up. No, but yeah, I look forward to doing it again next year. And yes, I do have a podcast. I think I've mentioned it 28 times already, but Medium at Large. That's all about that, yes. But thank you again. This is, you have to kick me off stage.
Yeah,
I always
I will.
stand here like...
Well,
yes.
there's going to be a meet and greet.
Yes,
so
that's
again,
what-
for
yeah.
those who have got some time to line up and take some photos, then please do stick around in front of the media wall, of course, that says David the Medium. But of course, one more time, everybody in Alex Theatre, put your hands together
Thank you.
for David
Thank
the
you.
Medium. We'll see you in 2025.